The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, and I had the mic on there. Whoops. But hey, we are back here at the Deepstacks Poker Tour Great Eagle Resort and Casino. We got final table coverage. Of course, unfortunately, we can't put a camera on the table due to Alberta gaming regulations. But what we can do is, keep you up to date on all the action as it's moving here. So, we're going to have Nate Dowland in here. Nate's disappeared temporarily. But Matt Savage introducing the players on the final table right now. All right, and just to, while Matt's doing the introductions, let's break it down for you here. Seat 1, Richard Mullen at $438,000. Jason Ross in Seat 2. Jason Ross, $330,000. Jeet Shergill, who looks like he is going to win the Player of the Series coming up here. He's at $1,156,000. Mark Wilson at $1,143,000. Norm Thistlethwaite in Seat 5, $564,000. Fraser Short at $584,000. Drew McGregor in Seat 7, $603,000. Niall Farrell, the Scotsman, at $1,302,000 is your chip leader. John Sanborn at $1,177,000. And Calvin Anderson at $1,247,000. So we've got 10 players battling out for this title. And, of course, new blind level, 100.
I had the best.
There's Nate. New blind level at 10,000, 20,000, 3,000, Annie.
That microphone in back is really hard to hear. It's really hard to hear you over their microphone.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, I'm just letting you know. But now they're not talking.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm making some adjustments here.
Thank you.
All right. So there we go. All right. So Matt Savage down there on the floor with the players right now, as the Deepstacks team
You got
is
the can of WD-40
in there. Of course, once again, Alberta regulations. We can't show the table.
You can't show the table live?
Nope.
Can you record it and show it later?
Oh, we have an all-in on a call.
But they could have it on a
hang on a
TV
second, Nate.
there,
Hang on a second.
just closed caption, right?
All in here right now. All right, and unfortunately, I kind of didn't quite hear what was going on there, but I believe Frazier just doubled up there.
Oh.
So Frazier aces and doubles it up right off the bat. So first hand back, and we got a double up.
For regulations. You can't live stream the game.
Yeah, they can only show. Yeah, they can only show what's. Actually, you know what I should be doing is I should be turning around because they've got it up on the screen here. We can't, unfortunately, cannot show. Can only show it in house here because of Alberta gaming regulations.
You show the Internet Explorer in the far left.
But I'm going to turn my table so I can, because they actually do have an in-house camera up here on the board, so I can kind of see the action. So so give me 1 second, guys, and I'm going to put the graphic up and I'll swing it around here. So just give me 1 second. All right, we got her swing around here, all reset.
Hey, Mark, look,
Yep.
it's hoodie weather here in Las Vegas.
Ah, there you go. All right, so we're going to flop here, and of course, once again, we're looking at Richard Mullen, Jason Rotz, G. Shergill, Mark Wilson, Norm Thistlethwaite, Fraser Short, Drew McGregor, Niall Farrell, John Sanborn, and Calvin Anderson.
What did you miss on that last
And action is going over to Farrell here.
You got to remember, we're live on the air.
Pretty good, pretty nice pot here already. And Farrell's going to fire 87,000 at this.
Only Mark can see us.
And Fraser's going to make the call here. We've got a 5-10-6 flop, a rainbow board. And now a 5 of diamonds as hits, so a couple of 5s out there. And Fraser Short has checked it off. It's going back around to Farrell, the Scotsman. And they'll both check it off. And of 8 of hearts, so now, I'm not sure that didn't probably change too much on this, but let's actually, there's a flush draw out there. Excuse me. 125,000 from Short on that, so maybe trying to take advantage of Farrell not betting that turn. And Farrell's going to fold it up. All right, so Fraser Short's going to take one down. I'll add to his stack a little bit. Short coming in into this final table at 584,000. Of course, the big story on this table, Jeet Shergill, who is going to end up being the player of the series, so congratulations to him. Came up with a big run in Event 7 and then gets it done here in the main event. Final table, that'll help. That gets you some pointage. Now, of course, we're live here at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Final table coverage here. Of course, unfortunately, due to Alberta gaming regulations, we cannot show the show anything going on the table, but we're going to report it for you as we go along, at least. I do not have the luxury of hole cards either. So Nate, obviously this is going to be a pretty interesting table. Got a couple short stacks in seats 1 and 2, but 5 players over 1 million chips, and all of them, pretty tight there too. 1.15, 1.14, 1.3, 1.17, 1.24. So pretty tight battle.
Yeah,
shaping up tonight.
Looks like it's going to be fun to cover. I can almost hear the guy in the background announcing the hand, but he's muffled.
I can try and turn the gain up a little bit. We'll see how that works. That guy is Matt Savage, by the way. Greatest American poker personality. Greatest in the world. Matt Savage, everybody. And Farrell just took another one down. Raise it, take it for him. Of course, a lot of money on the line. $60,175 going to the winner on this one.
I'm going to mute myself for a second, Mark, so that I can turn on the stream and at least watch. Oops. Wrong button.
Well, you're just going to see me. But one thing you'll get
somewhat
to see is the vast expanse of the, because now our angles changed. Of course, we got the black backdrop, and now you can kind of see how far back this event center runs. I'm close to center. This place is pretty darn big. And we got a raise there from Short again. And that's going to be a raise to take it for Fraser Short. So Short getting that double up, and now he's going to start messing around here a little bit. So that double up should have put Short back in a pretty good spot, right around the chip leaders as well. Of course, once again, we're live here at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Deepstacks Poker Tour main event here in Calgary, and been a pretty exciting week as the Turbo wrapped up. We didn't get to see the end of it while everything else was going on here with the final table. But that one's done. We got 10 poker players playing here to end this series. And Calvin Anderson under the gun's going to put a raise out there. Of course, once again, blinds at 10-20. And Farrell's checking out his cards right now. Anderson's in seat 10, and that'll be enough to take it. So Calvin Anderson, another raise to take it. So everybody playing a little bit slow right off the bat here. But of course, Nate, you're looking at these blind levels right now. Everybody is really deep. With the big blind at 20,000. Even some of these short stacks. Jason Ross started this at 330, so he's still got about 13 or 14 big blinds to play with. So no reason to do anything crazy at this point. Yeah, we'll start this one off with John Sanborn in the small blind, Calvin Anderson in the big. Farrell.
The best in poker news, entertainment, and...
Not sure what just happened there. Right? I think Nate was doing something on his side there. All right, so once again, back in action here, and folded all the way around here to Farrell. Farrell will pop it to 45,000, so 2.5x raise.
More. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
That was interesting. I don't know why the music kicked on there, but that's all right. So Farrell has raised it up, and we're going to go. Anderson is going to make the call. 7-3-10. Anderson checks it off, and Farrell is going to bet 55,000 on this. And a fold, so. Another pot going to Niall Farrell on this final table. So Farrell starting to make up for that double up. And of course, we want to thank all of our great sponsors of the show. So many great individuals helping us out here, or companies helping us out here. I want to thank PokerShop.com. Make sure you guys check them out. 10% off with the code HOKE when you place an order on some great poker supplies, along with, of course, our good friends at ABC Chinese Poker. If you don't have the app, you're a fool. Come on, get in the Open Face community. Have a great time. Join us at pick up ABC Open Face Chinese Poker.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
And couldn't get Nate either. We're having all sorts of interesting little things going on. We'll have it together shortly, I promise. Amazing how one shift around causes all sorts of neat stuff to go on. Okay, we have Sanborn on the button. And Fraser Short is going to put in a small raise in there. And Farrell is grabbing chips. So very interesting here. So far, Fraser Short and Niall Farrell actually kind of funny. Both those guys are redheads, so a little ginger on ginger fight. Farrell playing with his chips, looking to try and make a decision on this one, what he's going to do. And he'll put it up to 120. get through the blinds here pretty quick. It's going to come back around to Fraser short. Of course, short double up right off the bat here. First hand out on this final table, and now looks like he's going to be put into the test again. A lot of these situations, guys, really not pushing the. Oh, he's going to fold it up. But a lot of times when we've seen 3 and 4 bets, it gets into a 4 bet, it's an all in around here. It's these guys don't mess around too much. So all of a sudden, Farrell, who started off as a chip leader, gave a bunch of chips over to Fraser short. Ace king against aces, has now rebuilt that stack in a hurry. Of course, these antes at 3,000, so with 30,000 right off the bat for just the antes, and another 30 for the blinds. So you're picking up 60,000 here pretty quickly. And I thought so. Nate had his Skype crash that caused all those issues. All right, so we'll get Nate Dowling back on here. Of course, co-host on our show on KLAV 1230 AM in Las Vegas. Of course, also on KLAV 1230am.com.
There he is.
Nate, we're having a ginger on ginger fight in here between Mr. Farrell and Mr. Short.
A ginger on ginger. You got 2 redheads at the table. Is that what you're saying?
2 redheads at the table, duking it out.
It's the Carrot Top Finals.
Well, they're working on it. And there goes, and I'll tell you what, Farrell is coming at it again. This time now taking on Jason Ross on that short stack. So we'll see if Jason ends up with his stack in the middle here. Jack 5 deuce with 2 diamonds, and Ross is gonna. Whoa!
Sorry, you're in the big ass poker lounge too.
All right, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, Nate is in Las Vegas live and doing his thing. Ross checked that off, and Farrell, of course, fires right away. And Ross goes all in and gets the call. Farrell has jacks, 8-7, it looks like, for Ross. And he is drawn dead and out. So that is going to do it for Jason Ross. He tried to make a play on there, and it does not pay off. So Jason Ross is out in 10th here in the Deepstacks Poker Tour Calgary main event. That is going to get him $4,330. So congratulations to Jason Ross. Great run. Was fighting the short stack all day long. Of course, Ross actually came into this thing in 7th place out of Edmonton. Started the day at 288, came to this final table with 330. So obviously a struggle for him all day long, but Jason Ross out in 10th place, and we are down to 9 here in this main event at Gray Eagle. So Nate, 1 short stack bites the dust already.
How many's left?
Well, we just had an elimination, so we're down to 9.
9. The official final table has
What
begun.
is 9th place? What is that?
How
So
much is 9?
well, 9th place coming up is going to be $5,940.
Nice.
Of course, this was an $1,100 buy-in, 283 entries into this over day 1 A and B. Came back here on day 2 with 55 players left. We are now down to 9. Started play at 2 o'clock time, Mountain Time here, and it's only 8 o'clock right now, and we've got to the final table.
Paying some tipple.
6:57 here in Vegas. And we are in Dr. Rudy's tearing up WSOP.com.
Oh, good for him.
I'm tearing it up. I'm fifth in this one.
They have a ESPN play along, as you can watch the World Series on ESPN right now, and you can play along on WSOP.com in a turbo tournament. It's kind of cool.
All right, and Farrell is in another pot here, and now is taking on the gentleman that's going to end up being the player of the series here, Jeet Shergill. And off a 6-7 queen flop, Shergill's fired 75,000. Wow, and I'll tell you what, Farrell is really showing he is not going to back down. He's playing to win this tournament. A deuce of clubs on the turn. Shergill fires again. Put about most of his a massive stack out there, and Farrell gets out of the way. So Jeet Shergill will add a few more to his stack. And I'll tell you what, you got to feel bad right now.
Are you there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm here.
Quiet.
Just watching what was going on. We've got Richard Mullen. I'll tell you right now is in seat 1. He is in a really difficult position. He's got Shergill who started off at 1.1, Wilson 1.14 right in front of him, and then behind him he's got Farrell who's just firing away like crazy. Sanborn, and was sitting pretty well in chips right now. He's probably back around 1.1. Sanborn is 1.1 and Anderson at 1.2. So Mullen is kind of a sandwich filling right now. It's not good. So we'll see if Richard Mullen can find a spot here to get something going, but he's got to be feeling the pressure at this point. And Anderson is now bet out. Looks like about
Sunday main event just started.
About 40,000.
I've been holding off on it because I think it's
And we will see action here from Mark Wilson. Haven't seen him get cards in play on this final table yet. Wow, big flop, King, Queen, Jack. See if we'll get some action on that one. And Anderson fires right away and gets an insta-fold from Wilson. So Calvin Anderson will pick up some chips there. And Anderson's got.
Mark. I was trying to figure out how to mute my my one screen without muting this screen. It's kind of hard to do.
Yeah. All right.
Playing Sunday main event over on Ace Play, the free tournament. So, pardon me.
All right. Well, we'll keep the focus on what's going on here, though. So.
Yes, sir.
There's beautiful final table built by friends at Off Tilt Poker Tables. Nice, pretty lighted LED rail there. Table, looking at the table right now, gray dealer area and center area all connected with the green felt, and then we've got the LED lighting going around there. It's kind of pink, right? Pinkish red. Oh, it's red on here, or red on the table. A little more pink on the screen that we're looking at on the projection. Of course, they're showing this on camera on the screen up here, so everybody that's in the room at least can see it. It's kind of a closed circuit, so can't go out. And John Sanborn is going to get a raise at take it on that. Once again, we're down to 9 players here. Board says 8, but there's definitely 9 bodies at the table. Yeah, they made a little mistake up there. But right now, of course, the next payout level coming up, we are looking at ninth place money, $5,940. Winner takes home $60,715. Some some big money for some of these guys. Of course, many of them staying in the area here in Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver, and an opportunity to play for a prize money like this, it doesn't come around that often. Of course, the Canadian Poker Tour we just had in here, first place, same buy-in, picked up $68,000. And boy, I'll tell you, Neil Farrell has just been the table captain in here. He took a hit right off the bat. He had an ace king and called Fraser shorts aces, but he's gotten those chips back and then some. Very impressive performance by Neil Farrell. from Glasgow, Scotland, came in here 5th place in chips to start the day, 291,000. And he is rebuilding the mountain for sure. Button now on Norm Thistlethwaite. Thistlethwaite out of Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. And it looks like we're folding around here to Mark Wilson in the hijack. He'll put up 45,000, and action is going to go over to Fraser Short in this. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. We're still on Thistle Whistle here, and he's going to make the call. Short is out of the way. We'll go to Drew McGregor, who folds. Let's go heads up with Wilson and Thistlethwaite here.
All right, Mark. The Sunday main event wasn't for me, so I'm back.
All right. All right, we got a 3 of clubs, 9 of spades, or 9 of hearts, 6 of clubs flop here, and Wilson will fire away. Looks like 60,000 and an insta-call from Thistlethwaite. Jack on the turn. And 100,000 bet from Wilson. Thistlethwaite started this final table off with 564,000. So at this point, he's got to be thinking, this could be a hand where if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, or if not, I'm going to get out. He's checking his cards right now and just flips them away like it was like a pet he didn't want around. And there he is out of that hand, and Mark Wilson will take that.
He didn't want you around. What do you mean?
He didn't want. It was like a little puppy. He just kind of pushed it away. And he said, I'm gonna just go away. It's okay. I liked you, but I don't like you anymore. Go."
I don't like you that much.
Yeah. So Mark Wilson, of course, we had half the table starting this final table off over 1 million chips, and once again, very close to start this thing. Neil Farrell, the chip leader, was at 1.302, and then these other million stacks, the lowest one was 1.14. So the top 5 really in a great position, and then of course Fraser Short doubled up. We got 11 minutes left on this blind level. Blinds are 10,000, 20,000, 3,000, Annie. 9 players left. And Wilson is raised again. Action is over to Drew McGregor. He's going to make the call. And what a shock. Farrell gets back in there, too. So it'll be 3-handed going to this flop. 7-4 deuce, so nothing too spectacular for these guys. Probably would say Wilson has a pretty good chance here. But wow, quick fire from McGregor, a 125. Farrell's out of the way. And Wilson folds too, so maybe a big blind special there, or small blind special for Drew McGregor on that one. McGregor from Calgary came in here at 221,000 chips to start the day. Hit this final table at 603,000. Where's Matt Savage? Looking sharp over here. I mean, look at this guy. One of the most handsome Americans around. Gotta love this guy. They're in awe of him up in Canada. Of course, these guys sitting at where they are, not very few of these guys in any danger at all right now. So, probably maybe looking at a couple of blind levels before things really start getting nasty in here. But looking at the structure right now, setting at 10,000, 20,000, it's going to go up to 1224, and then 15, 30, 20, 40 with 40-minute blind levels. So, Nate, this is one of those situations where these guys, sitting anywhere from $500,000 up to about 1.4 million. Man, there's no hurry on this whatsoever, is there? You didn't hear me. That's all right. But to answer my own question, no, there's no hurry right now. So the guy in the worst spot in this whole thing is Richard Mullen, who's sitting in seat 1. Mullen sporting a blue hoodie. C2 was Jason Ross. He got knocked out of there. Jeet Shergill. Also from Calgary. Calgary is sitting there in has a maroon sweater vest, kind of a reddish collared shirt on. Fraser Short, one of our redheaded contingent, kind of a ash blue hoodie on, and he's raised it up, and it looks like Calvin Anderson in the big blind is considering a call here. And decides against it. So that'll slide over to Fraser Short. And the guy's in here having a lighthearted moment. Short was actually one of the short-handed guys on this table, or in this tournament coming into today out of Red Deer, Alberta. Only had 56,500 in chips. So for him to get to this final table, pretty impressive run for him today. Great job by Fraser Short. And another joke and laughter at the table. It's a nice thing about up here. These guys, while they know they're playing for some serious money, they are keeping it lighthearted out there and having a good time. And Jeff Johnson, the poker room director, has apparently gone stand-up comedian. And Jeet under the gun put up to 45. And we're going to get a call from Drew McGregor. Yeah, got to put in another 25 there, Drew. Tried to sneak that one out. Of course, you wonder why I'm kind of looking off camera. I'm watching on the screen up there. Of course, we're here live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Having a great time here for the Deepstacks Poker Tour main event. Calvin Anderson has made the call, as does Richard Mullen. So, this is a big opportunity for Mullen. If he can, extract a few more chips, certainly started at 438, so he was in need of it. So we got a Jack 3 deuce flop. And it's going to check all the way around.
Well,
3 of hearts on the turn.
Jack 3 deuce flop. Isn't that good of a flop, Mark?
So you let me and until
You should be checked around there.
And Anderson's going to check that again. And looks like Shergill has had enough of this checking stuff. He is reaching for a pile of chips. It's like a 125, and that is going to be enough to take it down. I do apologize. It was Shergill in the hand, not Mullen, obviously. Sorry about that. Shergill taking that hand down, and we'll add to this. And, of course, Shergill had a great series here at Grey Eagle and picked up some nice money and should be on his way to easily winning this series championship. So big congratulations to him. All right, and Nate, are you available there, sir? You up and around? You all right? Nate's on video for me on Skype, which is really funny.
Here. Okay, I've got the mic muted. Just we were on the phone and other things going on in the background. I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay, Fair enough. Well, Nate, looking at these stacks right now, everybody's around 500,000 or better with a 10,000, 20,000 blind level. So, really, and we're only going to 1224, the next hand up, or next level up here in a couple of minutes. So, really no hurry for anybody to get involved in this for a while, is there?
No, you want to sit back, and especially at this spot, you want other people to start knocking each other around, and you don't really want to get involved unless you got a big hand or you're in a position that you can pick up the blinds and antes, and instead of getting in there and mixing it up with hands like 8-10 and 10-queen, you need to conserve your chips and help other people make mistakes.
Yep. Yeah, there is zero hurry at this point. That was one of the one, the one nice thing about getting to the final table so quickly today is, you get there, you get it over with, short afternoon, but this is going to turn into a long night in a hurry the way, as deep as these guys are at the moment. And of course, great blind structure too. So, certainly it's going to be could be a while before we see too many more eliminations. Of course, all these guys on the featured table set up in the middle of the room here. They do have a little closed circuit feed, which is why if you see me looking up all the time, it's because I'm looking on the screen there to see what's going on. The 3 giant projections in here. It's of course they have all sorts of great acts coming in here to Grey Eagle. Tony Bennett's going to be up here, by the way, in a couple of weeks.
Tony Bennett. That's amazing. He's still alive?
Oh, alive and kicking, baby.
Amazing. Just like a real Las Vegas show.
What is that noise in your background, Nate?
That's my puppy. That's my Emma. She's got a little bit of a cough, and she's actually snoring right now.
That's okay. I think there may have been some questions.
Because
it doesn't sound like snoring.
That's Emma, my bulldog.
Nate, of course, is back in Vegas. I'm on site here at Grey Eagle, so
she likes to be on the radio. It's actually really sad the way she's actually laying there right now.
Yes.
Zero. Got her head leaned up against the door here. Looks like she wants inside, doesn't it, Mark?
Oh my God! You guys out there can't see the picture, but yeah, Nate's dog is crashed out at a door. That noise is interesting. I'll just put it that way. All right, Sputton is on Shergill at this point. We've got Mark Wilson and Norm Thistlethwaite in the blinds. And we are going around and to Niall Farrell in seat 8. Farrell puts out the 45,000. Seems to be the standard raise for this table for the most part. And Calvin Anderson will make the call in seat 10. Going around to the big blind of Wilson, and Wilson has gone all in, it looks like.
Open it straight.
There,
I'm sorry, not Wilson. Excuse me, I apologize. Thistlethwaite has gone all in. I apologize. Sorry, my bad on that. Thistlethwaite has pushed his stack all in here. He started with about, it looks like he's around 450,000. So pretty hefty bet on that. Farrell's out, and Anderson just kind of rocked back in his seat a little bit. Calvin Anderson staring him down here. An opportunity for Anderson to maybe take the chip lead if he decides to make the call.
We're sitting back playing poker on WSOP.com tonight on the Big Ass Poker Lounge.
And Anderson just folds, so Anderson is going to be out of there, and
Anderson's
Oh,
out.
wait, Anderson made the call. I apologize. Sixes against looks like an ace-king, and there is an ace on the board.
Is there a
Sorry
six?
about that. So Norm Thistlethwaite has doubled up. Looks
With
like
the ace king?
Yep, and Thistlethwaite looks like he had about 400,000 in there. So Norm Thistlethwaite is going to stay alive on that one. I apologize. I was actually looking at the table that time, and I saw him throw his cards. I thought he folded them, but he actually flipped them up. So I think I'll watch the screen from now on. That might not be a bad idea. Hey, don't forget, guys, on Wednesday at 3 p.m. is our KLAV show. We're on there every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific time. And, of course, Nate Dowell and Joe Payne co-hosts. And we're going to have Matt Savage in the house. Of course, Matt, tournament director, up here for this main event. And we're going to be joined by him live in studio. So it should be a great time. So catch us in Las Vegas on KLAV 12:30 a.m. and on your internet anywhere in the world, KLAV1230am.com.
And go there today on your phone and download the app.
You can app it up. There's a KLAV app. There's a Mark Hoke Show app, too. Did you know that?
We're still replayed Fridays at 9, too, I believe.
Not at the moment.
No?
Nope, that time's being changed. So,
Aw.
yeah, somebody bought it. So we took our time.
I'm going to protest.
Well, I'm working on it. All right, so it looks like Fraser Short has pitched in a few chips. Yeah, it's at 45,000 again. Fraser in seat number 6. And looks like Jeet Shergill has gone over the top.
Wow. Sorry, I'm playing on WSOP too.
He's always got a hand. He just took me out.
Fold from
I'm all in with jam.
we have a fold from Thistlethwaite and a fold from Short, so the over the top gets Shergill some more chips. Jeet Shergill getting the job done here today.
Of course.
Calgary, Alberta. Native here, and yeah, so this could, you know what, I have a feeling, guys, this is going to be a long night. That is for sure. But we're going to stick with you the whole way till this ends. 9 players remaining here at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Boy, Mark, you're lucky you didn't have to do this through the tournament that my buddy Damon Schillenberger won, the world's longest tournament without a break.
Oh, that would have been fun.
How long have you been on the air today?
Since 12:30.
Since 12:30.
Yeah, actually, I didn't get a dinner break.
You got about 7 hours.
While everybody else
6 hours.
While everybody else went to eat, I did chip counts and everything, and I put it all together. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Why are you whispering? You're on the radio.
I know. All in on a call here, and it is Richard Mullen, the short stack. And it looks like it's jacks against queens. So,
We should prank call.
hang on just a second, Nate. We're all in.
Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
How do you keep a donkey in suspense?
I apologize. I apologize, but it's it's a little hard to, because this picture that they have, it's a little hard to. It's not quite in enough, so it's a little harder to see what's happening. But it does appear that Mullen has doubled up. Yeah, he had King Jack on that, King Jack of Hearts against Queens, and flushed it. So Richard Mullen hits the flush and doubles up. So another one of the short stacks gets some toys to play with on that. So Richard Mullen, good for him. He'll stay alive here with 9 players left. Of course, next payout coming up is $5,940. Winner, $60,715.
That is nice.
Good pays.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like the body of the small wheels, bigger buy-in.
See, the other fun part here, Nate, is with these monster headphones that I won in the WSOP media event, bountying up Ty Stewart.
Oh, rub it in, man.
You know, the issue that I have is that it's hard to hear anything going on out there because they're so noise canceling.
Did you get
So
everything settled? Did you get everything settled with those guys at the Rio?
As in what?
What? Who was it? Ty Stewart?
Yeah, everything's all good. We're happy.
All right. I just remember him walking by, shaking his head, going, "Boop, boop, 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 boop." And then he just walked away.
Yeah, well, all good. All right, so once again, we the blind levels have gone up. Now we're at 12,000, 12,000, 24,000, 4,000. And of course, once again, apologize that we can't show because of Alberta gaming regulations. We can't even put a camera at the table, so you could just see the players. So you guys are stuck with me. That's the way it goes.
Now that's crazy, especially now that you have like the live streams at like the Heartland Poker Tour and the WSOP,
Well, they do what
and
they want
live
to
at the bike, for instance.
No, they're that's the way they want to do it. So, all right. So once again, to give you kind of a reset, Richard Mullen in seat 1. Seat 2 was Jason Rossi, who was eliminated a little while ago. Seat 3 is Jeet Shergill. Seat 4, Mark Wilson. Seat 5, Norm Thistlewaite. Seat 6 is Fraser Short. Seat 7, Drew McGregor. Seat 8 is Neal Farrell. John Sanborn in Seat 9, Calvin Anderson in Seat 10.
Feeling he was like, I had a feeling.
And it looks like we're just going to a 50,000 raise. At least that's what Fraser Short is firing out here in the hijack seat. Neal Farrell, of course, these two guys.
Binoculars for your next trip, buddy.
I'm sorry?
You need binoculars for your next trip.
Oh, I'm all right.
It's like you're in the theater.
I wish they'd zoom in a little bit more on the camera.
That's what binoculars do.
Yeah. Well, binoculars wouldn't be helping me here much. And Farrell has gone over the top, so these two guys look like they're going to duke it out again. Farrell putting in now has popped it up to, looks like 125, 145, 150, somewhere in there. And once again, Fraser Short and Farrell are in a fight. And Fraser's going to fold it. So, Neal Farrell, once again, the Scotlander, scores another big pot. It's almost like after Fraser doubled up through him, that he's just made it. The Farrell's just made it a mission to absolutely try to destroy him at this point.
Hey, Mark, I hate to take the focus off your final table there for just a moment, but just some strange things that's going on right now on Ultimate Poker. There is a $250 double stack guarantee, and it's a rebuy and add-on, and yet it won't start without 3 people, and there's only 2 people registered with
God.
like 2 minutes to go.
Wow.
Talk about it. That could be a really good overlay, some really good value.
There you go.
Now, Ultimate Poker's having some major issues.
Yeah, they are.
They've lost their New Jersey license because of the closing of the Taj. Rumor has it that Jason Somerville, who runs the Run It Up series, who has 100,000 followers, if not more, he's gone. He's no longer one of the pros.
Well, the thing, here's the one issue that you have is that, they went out and they signed all these pros. And, not sure if that's the right move anymore. I mean, we're seeing Poker Stars dropping people right and left. And,
Humberto Brenes, for instance, he's even a Hall of Famer nominee, and he lost his Poker Stars.
Well, and Joe Kana just asked for rate back, and he got dropped. So,
Now, Amaya, since Amaya's bought Poker Stars, they've made some major changes, and I expect to see more. They will be opening in New Jersey, as soon as next month, from what I've understood.
All right, and well, we have a hand shaping
aren't-
up here. Hang on just a second, because we have Mark Wilson firing away on looks like a Jack Ace Deuce flop against Niall Farrell. So Farrell on the button here. Wilson has put out a bet of looks like about 70 or 75,000, and Farrell is going to make the call.
Now, you know what, Mark? I'm going to have to change my mind on not going with you to these events.
Okay, that's a good idea. 9
You know
o'clock's on the
why?
turn. Why?
They have poker stars in Canada.
No,
I can play the Sunday Million.
Yeah, but you got to have an address though. Wilson has bet again now on this 9 of clubs.
Yeah.
155, I believe they said. It's not putting Wilson's tournament on the line, but it certainly was going to hurt him if he loses this hand. So Farrell trying to make a decision on this. Farrell over in seat 8. Man, there's a lot of hoodies at this table. Very, if it wasn't for Jeet wearing the maroon sweater vest, everybody else is in like gray, blue, dark blue. Got a white one. I mean, like another. Well, no, it's gray and blue. What's up with this non-color scheme, Nate? Come on, get a little fresh out here. Let's see some.
Non-color scheme.
Yeah, it's all gray and blue at this table, one shade or another, except for Jeet. So I'm rooting for Jeet just because he's wearing red. Farrell is grabbing for some chips here, by the way. And has re-raised. And it'll take it up to 300.
$250 guaranteed $10 double stack has been canceled.
Oh.
They did not get 3 players to play in it.
Oh, Jesus.
There were 2 registered. If I'd have had $10 in my account, I'd have registered for it. That's amazing to me.
Wow. All right, so now Mark Wilson has a decision to make here, because at this point, with a 300,000 chip raise, this is not going to be a call on this. This is either I'm going to go or I'm getting out. Wilson started the final table here about 1.14 million. So waiting on Mark to try and decide if he's going to make this call or go for it. And Mark does go all in on a call, and ace looks like ace 10, but set of 9s for Farrell, and Farrell is gonna take that one down. So the set of 9s cracks that ace that Wilson hit on the flop, and Wilson is out. So Mark Wilson has been eliminated here in 9th place. He's going to be out of here with, let's see, what we say, $5,940, and that is going to take us down to 8 players. But I'll tell you what, Nate, this is the one thing that I don't think this table wanted to see, was to see the most aggressive player here, Niall Farrell, doubling up after he'd lost some chips and then barreled his way back, and now has got himself a pretty solid chip lead on the rest of the field, because that should put him right around probably about 2.5 or 2.6. So this is going to make this pretty tricky for everybody else to try and penetrate that wall, and Farrell's excited down there, bumping his fist.
You see the maid walk by?
I did, yeah. Yeah, so now, Nate, put yourself, in any of these guys' positions. You have the most aggressive player at the table who's now doubled up and definitely has double the stack of anybody else on this table at this point, and has just been firing and firing and firing. This is not good for anybody else sitting down there right now. I think Nate went into a stupor. Nate, are you live?
I'm live.
Okay, yeah, I was just asking you. When you have a player like that, who now gets a significant double up, and easy there, killer. But gets a significant double up, is the most aggressive player at the table, and now all of a sudden, is in a shot where he's going to be able to bully this table around. Boy, what a difficult position for everybody else at this table.
What do you do though? I mean, you got to take your chances,
And you're going to have to at this point. Yeah, his stack's looking like almost 3 million right now. What a huge win for him. So the man from Glasgow, Scotland, home of Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
But boy, I'll tell you, what a week it's been up. Got up here on Wednesday to Grey Eagle. We had a great show on Wednesday with Zach Grunberg. Had to call in on that, but we had Zach on the show, and of course, have been doing shows here all week long. But had 2 of them postponed or canceled because the Grey Eagle staff was kind enough to take me out to a Calgary Flames preseason game, and then took me to see the Calgary Stampeders last night. And the hospitality's just been incredible. I mean, the food has been outstanding, and it's just been an amazing time up here again. I want to thank Leah Thias and Jeff Johnston for all their hospitality. They have been just so much fun to work with. So, got to tell you, if you're up in Canada, especially if you're in Western Canada, come out to Grey Eagle. You're gonna love it. You can follow them on Twitter at Poker Room at Poker Grey Eagle. There we go.
It actually, yes.
Farrell just raised it, took it again. The guy has a mound of chips in front of him right now. My goodness. That was the game changer right there. That 9 on the turn. How huge was that?
That's huge.
All right. And I'll tell you what I need to do. Let's get a commercial break in. We haven't done one for a while. So let's sneak one in here, and we will be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's the Deepstacks Poker Tour main event here in Calgary. So let's take that break, and we will be right back here on the show. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you on the other side of the break.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bump stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends, we supply everything else. Live it, love it. Pokershop.com.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
It's time for you to check out RogueWire.com. News, sports, entertainment, and the internet home of The Mark Hoke Show. Don't wait. Let the sparks fly from your computer at RogueWire.com. And of course, RogueWire.com is powered by BlueRail.net. For over 2 years, The Mark Hoke Show has trusted BlueRail.net as their exclusive host, and you can too. Visit BlueRail.net for top-level web hosting, website building and maintenance, one-on-one customer service, and much more. It's time to get on board with your winning combination, BlueRail.net and RogueWire.com. How far do you want to go?
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders, representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion. A true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the table to be the best. And Deej Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are, on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DeegePoker.com. DeegPoker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give open-faced Chinese poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason open-faced Chinese poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the open-faced Chinese poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, let's get back to the action here. We're live at the Greenville Resort Casino here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Main event final table going on here for you. 8 left. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. Nate Nowland over there, too. He's in Las Vegas.
And Dr. Rudy. Dr. Rudy's here with us, too.
Dr. Rudy's over there.
Just chit-chatting in the background.
Being as incredibly as disruptive as they possibly can. But that's all right. That's all right. We're having a good time. Of course, once again, just to remind you, we cannot, because of Alberta gaming regulations, we cannot put even a camera on the table at this point. They do have a closed circuit camera in here where I can see the into the table. But unfortunately, those regulations say the camera stays on me, like we did the last time we were up here for the Canadian Poker Tour event. And I got to tell you, that was a pretty successful event too with the Canadian Poker Tour. They actually, they did a $150,000 guarantee, and I actually had more players, 308 entries on that $68,000 first prize. But you can look at both these events, and they've been incredibly successful. Really goes to show how hard these guys at Grey Eagle have been working to really build this room up. And now being in this event center, I mean, it's like you're in a mini stadium. It's awesome.
They didn't have an overlay?
Nope, not even close.
Beautiful.
Yep.
I guess the Hard Rock should hire their marketing staff.
Hey now. $200,000 guarantee on this thing. Ended up with a prize pool.
What's harder to get people to, Calgary or Florida?
Well, getting to Florida on Labor Day weekend was apparently tough.
Right. There's thousands of people on vacation.
This would have been a great weekend to do the... I'm sorry. This would have been a good weekend. It was a dead weekend around for the most part. This is the...
Yeah, there was
this
Venetian
one
main event Deepstacks was going on.
Yeah,
today.
had that, and there was a Mid-States Poker Tour event, I think, going on as well.
Yeah, the Chad Holloway is playing up in there.
Yeah. So once again, we've got 8 players left. We're looking at, for those of you friends of Canada, of these Canadians and Scotland's got a player in here too, so let's get the Scottish people going on this one. Richard Mullen in seat 1, Jeet Shergill is in seat 3, Norm Thistlethwaite in seat 5, Fraser Short in seat 6, Drew McGregor in seat 7, Neil Farrell in seat 8, and he has got a stack of chips. Hey, stack of chips for the Scotsman. John Sanborn in 9, and Calvin Anderson in seat 10. Blinds are at 12,000, 24,000, 4,000 ante right now. At 14, about 14 minutes, 30 seconds left on this level. The players will get a little bit of a break. And Neil Farrell just pulled in a little pot. Not too hard with the stack he's got right now. Got to be pushing about, right around 2.8 to 3 million, somewhere in that ballpark. After giving up an early double up on the first hand on the final table to Fraser Short. He has just been pounding this table. I mean, by far the most aggressive player here. And, certainly, a lot of these other guys have just got to be sitting here saying, man, what do I got to do to try and win this tournament, or am I just going ICM on this?
ICM? Independent chip model?
Mm-hmm. The one of the things in poker I love and hate at the same time. Right now it is Mullen on the big blind, and Shergill, who's going to be the player of the series. Looks like he's raised up to 55,000. A lot of cards jettisoning into the muck, except for guess who?
Who?
That'll be Neil Farrell.
No, you don't walk there.
And he's just kind of grabbing a couple little chips off the top of his monster stack. He's got it stacked about 5 rows deep in front of him right now. It is a huge stack of chips. He does have a lot of the 1,000 chips in there. Those have not come off the table yet. But it's about five towers of black in the back, another 5 towers of black, and then over to the 1,000s. The 5,000s are oranges. He's got about 6 of those, and then he's got just about 4 stacks of yellow in there. And looks like Calvin Anderson has gone over the top here. And wow, and look at this. Jeet has pushed all in right away. Farrell gets out of the way. And now Anderson probably looks like he got about, I want to say about 300 or 400,000 back. Got to decide to make this call. He's already put 200,000 into this. Actually, he probably has more like 400,000 somewhere in there.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Actually, I apologize. It's more like 6. He's got some he's playing with in his hand, too, so sorry about that.
So how many's there at the final table now, Mark?
We're at 8, and Anderson has folded. Boy, and Jeet was just dancing around on that. Oh my gosh, he was just like a whirling dervish putting chips out there. That was unbelievable. So Jeet Shergill has added to his chip stack. And, I'll be honest with you, the way things are going right now, it really looks like he's going to be the only guy that's going to be able to challenge Farrell on this table. It's been very impressive. So Jeet Shergill came in today 12th out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Started this day off with 234,000. And I don't know what he's doing right now. He's got his finger. I think he had his finger in his ear. That's not good. That's not good for chips. that seriously looks like he's scratching his ear or something. But off to the sanitizer with ye. And Shergill now.
That's one thing I don't like about poker is the use of chips and the unsanitary players, and then you see people like walk up to the table and sit down with French fries, and they sit there and just eat them with their fingers.
No finger food at the table.
I don't get that. And then was it Tiffany Michelle that sat down with? I think it was Tiffany. She sat down with a piece of pizza, eating it with her hands, and people even told her, and this was on camera, like, that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
You should think about, like, where your hands have been on those chips, and who's all sneezed on your chips and drooled over them and licked them and kicked them, and it's disgusting.
Ick. Katie Stone told me the story about the person that put their feet up on the table barefooted. That wasn't good. You can't do that.
Well, just like in the movie Casino, right?
Yeah, don't be doing that. That's so wrong. By the way, Logan Dunn has made his way back in the room along with Jason Ross, who ended up finishing 10th in this event. We're still 8-handed right now, 12,000, 24,000, 4,000 blinds. Button is on Richard Mullen right now. Yeah, it looks like it has gone around to him. Now, I never see anybody kick the button away from themselves. And we do have a pretty sizable bet in here from, that is an all-in actually, from John Sanborn. We haven't heard from him for a while. Looks like 304, yeah, it's about about 600 and some thousand. Sanborn started this table at 1.17, so.
Where are we at in blind?
12,024. And that is going to get the folds.
That should.
So.
That's a lot of blindage to just sit in the middle. I guess if you've got aces or kings, you're hoping somebody's got jacks or queens.
Well, of course, the other issue that he's got right now is you really have two guys that have been table captains on here. Shergill, who's got a pretty decent stack over there, and of course, Farrell, who's just loaded right now. There's, that was still an overraise, but of course, you're looking at the expected value of the hand, and by the time it's all over, that chip stack, good chance if you're going against Jeet there, who looked like he may have wanted to play the hand. You're going to have all those chips in the middle, and if you don't want to end up in a spot where you bet half your stack away and then have to walk away from a hand. So, pretty, like I said, pretty tough spot for these guys. Some of these guys at this point.
An hour ago, she said she was on her way.
Of course, once again, we're at the Deepstacks Poker Tour, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. I'm Mark Hoke on the Mark Hoke Show, having a great time, and nobody else here with me, but Nate Dowland is hanging out in Vegas.
Hanging out in Vegas.
Yeah.
The Big Ass Poker Lounge. Having some fun, playing some online poker. Watching Rudy tear up this $2,000 invitational free roll on WSOP. And
big bet.
$3,000 guarantee.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but we have a pretty large bet in here from Fraser Short. Trying to steal a blind, and looked like he put about, he had an ace, but looked like he shoved about 250 or 300,000 in there, just trying to get that 24,000 blind. But and once again, of course, he was he's just in a okay, and that was a limp in actually, or I'm sorry, let me back up there. Thistleweight limped in, and Fraser decided to get a little nasty on him, so a little bit of a small blind steal on that. I'm gonna tell you, Nate, my neck is gonna be stiff looking up at this for a while. It's gonna be a long night.
Well, if you were here at the Big Ass Poker Lounge, you got two big ass TVs that you can sit back and watch.
Well, I do not have that luxury.
You do not.
No, I need an ace or a spade.
All right, Button is now on Norm Thistleweight. Thistleweight out of Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. Boy, that sounds like a great town. Small blind is Fraser Short and Drew McGregor in the big. 12,000, 24,000, 4,000 antes. And it looks like Richard Mullen has pushed his stack in again. That thing is getting pretty tiny right now. And Neil Farrell had already put a bet in here too. So all of a sudden, Farrell is going to have a chance to maybe knock Mullen out of here. But wow, holy cow! Look at this. So in the big blind, Drew McGregor has put his stack all in too, and Farrell looks like he has made the call. We've got tens for Farrell. He's already got him flipped up, and the dealer's kind of sorting out the pot right now. It looks like a king eight of hearts, and I can't quite see what's over there, but it looks like it's definitely two pieces of paint. I'm going to say a queen jack over there if I'm correct.
Queen jack.
2-3-8 on the flop. So, and a king on the turn, 9 on the river. So that is going to definitely eliminate. That is going to eliminate McGregor. So Drew McGregor is out, but it looks like Richard Mullen has doubled up with he must have been a king over there. So
King 8, right?
Or queen. I'm sorry, queen. So my apologies. It's
Queen
the
eight?
one spot where I
King
can't. It's on a little bit of a weird angle on the camera shot, so I can't see it. But in essence, we've got a Richard Mullen double up. We have an elimination of Drew McGregor, who's going to be out in 8th, and Dale Farrell gets hung out to dry on that one. So Drew McGregor is out. Yeah, and the Jeff on the mic's a little light. Matt Savage a lot louder. But Richard Mullen hit that piece of paint on the turn and started pounding the table. He was pretty happy about it. So that's going to get him back around, I think I'll put him around, probably around 800,000. So we're down to 7. So that'll get a nice little payday for Drew McGregor. As he'll pick up $7,930. That will take us down to 7 players. So we're looking at Richard Mullen. I'm sorry, go ahead.
7th place is going to pay what?
7th place is going to pay $9,895.
That's a pretty good day.
Yep, not bad. Not bad for 2 days' work.
First place is $60,000, Mark?
60,715 buckaroos. Oh, and here's a good confrontation going on. We got it. Looks like a deuce queen 3 flop. I believe 2 hearts, and Jeet has fired out on this, and he has taken on Farrell. So your two table captains. Looks like they're going to fight it out here on this hand. Jeet has put in a bet of $125,000 on this, and Farrell has gone over the top by a lot. He'll take it up to $300,000. Jeet took it to $625 and Farrell folded. Wow. So a great confrontation right there to start this one off. First heads-up match battle there between Shergill and Farrell. And this one goes to Shergill in a big way. What a well-played hand by Jeet Shergill. All right, and we've got a minute 25 left on this blind level. So closing in on the last hand here. Button is going to be on Fraser Short. And action is on Calvin Anderson. Yeah, looks like Anderson's going to come out for about 60,000. Or 52, excuse me. Fold is around to Farrell. And Farrell has just been looking to try and terminate people in this tournament. He has not blinked an eye. Farrell is checking the stack of Anderson and of John Sanborn in seed 9. Sanborn and Farrell will fold it. So Sanborn double checking his cards here. And he will let it go, so that one is going to go to Calvin Anderson. And that will take care of this blind level. And these players are going on a 10-minute break, which means we're going to take a break too. So we'll put the old graphic up, and we'll be back with more here from the Deepstacks Poker Tour main event here at Green Eagle Resort and Casino. 7 players remain playing for $60,000. Stick around, everybody. We'll catch you on the other side of this 10-minute break.